Hey guys, what's going on, guys? It's Jake here. Welcome back to another video on Rainbow Six Siege. This is a this is kind of a my thoughts video on the next season being North Star, as you can see below in season 2 patch notes. Um, and I kind of just want to go over Thunderbird and kind of just go over how I'm feeling about Thunderbird, how I'm feeling about season 2. I'm feeling about season 2. What do I think? How what do I think about the direction that they're taking, and just overall how do I feel about everything. So I think the first I think for uh um yeah, I don't really have much to say. Pretty much just like and subscribe if you guys agree with me, or just for your support. Without further ado, let's just talk about it. So Thunderbird is the next operator coming in North Star, and she is a defender, but she works like, how do I put this? She is Doc. She is if they combined Doc and Jaeger together. And I say that because it's actually very interesting of how her gadget works. So essentially, how I'm gonna put this into perspective, or I'm gonna say it and then I'll tell you guys why I think it's like Doc and Jaeger. So essentially, Thunderbird is a defender. She's, I think, 3 speed. I think I'm not positive, maybe 2 speed. But she's a Nakota based operator. Um, and she's a healer. So she has these three little things that she can place down, and they give, I think, like a shot of like maybe like 50 or something, 40 health. And essentially, you place them down, and defenders can go over and heal themselves. The robot will automatically heal a defender who walks by it. And if two operators come to it at the same time, it'll heal the one that's more wounded. So essentially, it's kind of like a dock. It's kind of like an automated dock system. And essentially she has three of these. And the most interesting part about it, I think, is that attackers can actually go up to them and get healed themselves by it. So I think that's very interesting, considering that we don't really have a system in Rainbow Six Siege that actually kind of like functions like that. Like doesn't like it helps the attacking team when it's closer. I don't think that there's actually a defender who really does that. I think would have to be maybe Mira. If you're behind a Mira, that helps you. Oh, whoops. If like castles can help you, all that stuff. But essentially, essentially, it's very weird. It's very balanced, but kind of weird at the same time. And the device will overheal you if you go by it. So essentially, if you're 100 HP and you go by it, in the radius, so it's not like you can accidentally go by it. Um, you are you get 130 HP and you get overhealed. So, yeah. And then for her loadout, she has actually a very interesting gun. She has Finka's spear, which is actually very interesting because this is going to be our. Let me see. Let me just think for a minute. I think the fourth assault rifle, I think, is the all concerned assault rifle. Yeah. So this is going to be our fourth assault rifle in the game. And then in addition to that, she also has Caveira's Spaz 15 as a secondary primary. For her secondary, she has, I think she has the P9 or the P229, I think. I'm not really sure. I think this is what she has though. Echo and Habana's pistol. I think that's what she has, and she has impacts and C4. Now, as for her loadout, I say that as kind of like I can see that it's going to be needing a change. Oh wait, also she also has the bearing 9. That I think I forgot to say. She has the bearing 9 also. So she has, I think, both of these choices for weapons. Unless I'm completely wrong. Actually, I should probably, while I have this minute, actually look up Thunderbird's loadout to actually confirm that, because that would be actually really influential, or that would be very, very good to know what she has. So back to what I was saying about how she is kind of like Jaeger mixed with Doc, is because of her gadget. And if you guys don't know what the gadget is that you guys probably should look it up, because it's like, look up like the reveal or something, because it actually is really pretty interesting. Um, let me. She has the Q9229. Is that a new pistol, or am I tripping? Weapon skins. So it's a pistol. Okay. Okay, so it's Legion and Ying's Legion and Yang's pistol. So she has that. I have her loaded right now. Just looking at it. They state that both primaries, so the spear, the spaz, and the bearing 9 have red dot, holographic, and reflex sights. So Thunderbird is a short to medium range. So even though that they said that, um and even though that they said that clearly, yeah, Thunderbird is still going to be pretty strong in comparison to, say, Jaeger or something like that. Personally, I think this is a really bad move. I think they're because if they don't balance her right, they're going to end up making a Jaeger, a worse Jaeger Doc combo. But yeah, like, I mean, let's just hop into freaking T-Hunt, because it's actually getting kind of boring just for me to sit here and talk about it. So let's actually, let's do... Actually, I can't show you because that doesn't have NATO. Let's just hop into a freaking, T-Hunt. What T-Hunt do I have? Okay, I have Oregon only. That's okay. Let's just do house. So essentially, how do I feel? So essentially, how I feel about Thunderbird is that I feel like she's going to be an operator that needs to have a couple buffs. I think, or no, not buffs, nerfs. I think that her gadget is going to be very strong, because you can place these down and you can pick them back up, which is very kind of like, not ish, kind of, not like, like, how do I say it? Like, it's very, I don't know. I don't know how to phrase it. Like, a lot of the, I don't know. Like, we don't really have a similar gadget to this. I guess the most similar one would probably have to be Jaeger's ADSs, and such why I said Thunderbird is essentially just Doc. It's just a medical Jaeger, if that makes any kind of sense. But yeah. Hang on. So yeah, like, in terms of Thunderbird, like, I don't, like, I think that she's gonna be a very powerful operator at launch, as a lot of the operators are in some cases. Like, look at Flores, for instance. Like, he's pretty powerful, and he hasn't even really experienced a nerf. So, like, I don't know. I feel like Thunderbird is going to be somewhat balanced, but I feel like the Spear is going to need a nerf to her or something along the lines. But then, what do I know? I'm not a Ubisoft dev. What else? What else am I thinking of? Hello? Is he over here? Am I tripping? I'm tripping. He's below. Okay. Like, I feel like she's going to need nerfs, especially now that she is going to be a defender with a assault rifle. Okay. But yeah, it's just like one of those things of how I know that Thunderbird is going to need a nerf. How they'll nerf her, I don't really know. I assume they would nerf her when, I assume ideally, with the Spear, I'd assume. I don't really know.
Three hostiles remaining.
That scared me. But yeah, like, I think they would nerf her ideally with the Spear, because the Spear is a very weird weapon. It's a very not a difficult weapon. It's a very powerful weapon, I would have to say. And I don't know. I feel like they're just going to tweak her a lot, especially a little bit with her gadget, a little bit, maybe dial down like the health given. But anyway, moving up alongside, or moving past Thunderbird, I think I should talk about some other changes that are coming. And one that's actual that they tried before, and that they tried to make into the actual game, is Drone After Death. Now they took it out of the TTS, I think, because a lot of people were saying that it was really stupid. It was like, the whole thing is that, like, essentially, if you have your drone, you, like, essentially, okay, let me demonstrate, actually. Let's just do Jackal. I don't know. But essentially, when you die, you were able to control only your drones. And when you died, your drone would have more antennas, and essentially, there was this clip out there, gosh, I don't know what it was from, but I know it was from King George, and it was his team. This was during, I think, the ranked TTS, I think, or whatever. They were playing it, and when all of his teammates died, they all had their drones. So they just all were circling the guy. So, like, essentially, if I threw down my drones, like, if I threw my drone like this, and I went out over there and died, I would still have my drone to like, work with and help my team. And, like, in theory, it would have been... In theory, it's stupid. And actually, in fact, in general, it's just stupid. Because why would you implement something... something like that into your game that you know is probably going to break your game even more, you know? That's something that's, like, a little bit, like, to me. Like, I don't understand why they, like, why they would implement that. Because, personally, that just sounds like a bad idea. And I just don't know how the devs don't see it that way. Because, like, and, like, their main excuse with that was to get players more, or to have players have more to do during a phase. And, like, sure, that's good and all, but at the same time, it's up to the players what they want to do with that time. Like, that's what makes ranked kind of a learning curve. It's because you have to work with your team to succeed in your best capability. And, like, I don't know, it's just like the whole thing of how it's like... It's just like the whole thing of how, like, yeah, that would help with getting players to play more, but at the same time, it's dumb because a lot of people can abuse that then. And on top of that... Is there people down here? There's people in here. I just know, it sounds very like an abused, how do I say it? It's a very, from what I've heard from it, it sounds very abused, because, like, yeah, you're adding something that helps, like, the community, but, like, have more to do during a match, but at the same time, you're adding more stuff to be, like, exploited. Like, let's say I have a team of 5, right? Let's say I have a team of 5 players and we're playing ranked. We can then exploit that because we all have communication with our drones to circle the last guy. And he would be forced to shoot our drones. So, essentially, it's just a very bad feature altogether, because not only, well, first off, not only are you diving away from, like, the realistic part of Siege, but at the same time, your death, they're removing the whole mentality of your life matters. They're removing, like, they're removing the learning curve to ranked, which is to work as a team. So essentially, when you die, you can just help your team regardless. Because, like, let's say I am a, well, I'm gold right now. By the way, if you guys haven't checked out my video where I talked about some tips, or this was a video that I did after I did gold, or after I hit gold, and I wasn't prepared to make a video like that. But I don't know who to go. Let's go 0. Like, let's say okay. I'm gonna do this. So let's say that I am a gold. Let's say I choose some random operator. Let's say it's not even 0 right now. Let's say I'm going, like, something like recruit or something. So let's say I'm recruit. Let's say I'm spawning in to, say, casual or something. No, actually, let's just say I'm some random operator going into ranked, and I'm some, like,
eliminate the terrorists.
Like, essentially at the beginning of a round, someone can just go bop, bop, and just run in and die, and refrag, and they still can help their team in some way, shape, or form then. See what I'm trying to say? Like, it removes that learning curve of ranked. Ow. Wait, that was below? Oh, Jesus. I didn't even know that was below. I thought that was, like, by the wall. But, like, it's just, like, the whole thing of how it's removing a large learning curve.
I'm here.
2 ranks. I'm dead. But you get what I'm trying to say is that at the end, I would just be able to. That girl was shooting through a freaking bookcase. Okay. Okay, dude. It's just like the whole thing of how it's just like. Essentially, they're removing a ton of stuff that makes Siege, and I think that's just like the biggest thing as to why King George said it needs to go. Why a lot of pros and content creators says it needs to go is because it just removes a whole factor of the game of using your drones and all that stuff, and it's just like very annoying. Like it caused the whole entire thing to be annoying, and that's the main thing that I think is the biggest takeaway. Let's just keep doing training grounds for right now. So let's, how do I say it? What should we go transition into now? I'm trying to think. More HP. So I'm going to talk about, this is not right now. This is not on the CTS. This is coming soon that they said that they're going to try it eventually. It is adding more HP to operators. And essentially they're converting armor to the health pool. So let's say I am, let me go Monty for instance. I know, Monty, yay. Okay, let's go our default. Let's just go smokes. So let's say I'm going Monty. So right now when we spawn in, we'll have 100 HP, and essentially what they're trying to do is they're trying to implement more HP. They're trying to get rid of the whole armor thing. So, or they're trying to make meaning of the armor. So right now I have 100 HP. They're looking to change a lot of that stuff for it to say 140, so more HP. Die, please. Thank you. But like. And so, like, essentially, so how they said it'll work is that 100 people with 100 operators with 100 HP will gain, or operators with 100 HP. No, okay, operators with 1 armor. So 1 armor, 3 speeds will get will have 100 HP. So 3 speeds have 100 HP. 2 speeds have 125. So essentially 2 speeds will have yeah, I mean, we'll have, so 2 speeds will have will have 125 armor, or 125 HP, and then and then 3 armor, and then 1 speed, 3 armors will have 145, or 140, I think. 145, I think I said, actually. There we go. So it's still a work in progress, but I think that's very interesting. And they're actually making a huge change to Rook. Or they're actually making 2 big changes to Rook. So for Rook, they are changing it so now his gadget is when you place it down, or when you start to deploy, or when you deploy the armor, you yourself as the Rook player putting it on counts as that deployment. So you essentially will never be like Rook without armor. So Rook without armor will never be a thing anymore. That's what they're saying. Moving on though, the armor also adds 20 something HP to it. So essentially, no wait, no, three armor operators will be 150, I think it was, because I think there's an increase in like 25 HP. So essentially three armor players are 150. So now that's kind of like a big change to Rook in a sense, because now that means that like it essentially makes Rook more viable, I guess. More kind of, not more viable, but like, how do I say it? Like, I guess a bit different than the rest now. Like there's actually a visual change to yourself when you pick up Rook armor. So I don't know. That's just me. But moving on to another thing coming in year 2. Actually, yeah. No, another thing that they're experimenting with is getting rid of dead bodies. Now it's very untactical based and unrealistic, because bodies won't just go off on their, or go away on their own. But they're changing it in hopes of removing frustration amongst the community, because a lot of people like to hide dead corpses or what have you, and like they will like you will shoot the body instead of them, and essentially they're working to get rid of that. They're working to get rid of that, so then now, take that grenade, I don't care. Jeez, that was chaotic. There we go. So essentially they are, they're trying to get rid of the whole body, blocking method of a dead body to remove frustration, and so now you can't really, like, use that in, like, a ranked setting to your advantage, kind of. Which I think is going to be a good change overall. But heck, what do I know? God, this is hectic. And now it's only, and back to what I was saying, so instead of dead bodies, they apparently are making it so there are little indicators of who died. So it'll be your operator tag or your operator logo, and it's going to be green or orange or whatever, and it'll show where you died, essentially. So I think it'll be a pretty decent change in terms of just overall in terms of overall change, and in terms of overall, like, life improvements. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist. Trying to think of what else they are going to add or whatever. And apparently they're changing the logos. And I don't know why, but they're making everything a lot more darker and a lot more simplistic. I don't know why, or I don't know, like, why they're doing it. Let me rephrase it. I don't know why they're doing it or how it's going to affect just I don't know how it's going to affect a lot of the community. A lot of the community hates it, including me. Like, I've seen the change, and it's a little bit not these. These are the old. These are the good. These are the good icons, people. These are the good icons. And someone said, because I was on Instagram, and they said downgrades, people, downgrades, and it's like it's true because Ubisoft is always downgrading. Right now in console, it is actually really difficult with ranked. I'll actually put that, give that. That is actually going to be my last thing I'm going to talk about. Is why I'm concerned for the future of console. And it's actually a genuine concern that I have. Because as you guys know, I play on console. This is not PC playing on a controller. This is actual console. There we go. Oh, headshot with the skeleton key. Let's go. Okay. There we go. Boof. So as you guys can see, like, I play on console, and I'm very concerned with the way that console is going. If you guys don't know why I'm saying that, currently this season there has been a lot more DOSing problems. There has been a lot more DOSing in general, and that's what makes me very concerned for just console going forward. Because I would love to keep playing Siege on console and stuff, but it's just so not fun because like Ubisoft is kind of just like letting it happen, and it's like more it's I don't know what's more annoying, Zim or just getting DDoS. Actually, wait, no, I know the answer to that. It's actually DDoS. It's actually DDoSing. I would play someone probably with a Zim any day over someone who DOSes, because
friendly mission successful.
Play against them because with DOSing, you don't even have a chance. You don't even have any kind of chance of even winning. Like, during a 1v1, it only takes one thing to happen, and you're out of the entire lobby. Like, I think in my span of all, like, this season, I've encountered probably 10 people who DOS. Who have DOSed. Not even 10. Actually, wait, let me actually go into my statistics to actually just determine. So I played what, like 99 matches I think this season? 95. So 95. So to put that in perspective, I probably encountered, say, maybe like 40 something, like about not 40 something. I've encountered a lot of people who I genuinely think have DOSed. That's not even joking. Like, I have literally written down some people's names because I think they're DOSing. It's not even that like I think they're DOSing. It's that there's nothing really that I can do, because they're just going to make a new account on Xbox and they're going to do it again. There's nothing that there's nothing that Ubisoft is going to do because they essentially made it worse than previous seasons. Well, let me choose my opera real fast. Let's go Buck again. There's really nothing that they're doing to essentially. It doesn't feel like they're trying to change anything. It feels like I don't know. It just doesn't feel like they're trying. Like they're not doing anything about it. They're kind of more focused on the PC. They're not even really focused on PC. Really, even they're really focused on just their themselves, and they're not even doing anything. They're like,
Eliminate the
whatever.
terrorists.
Like this right here. Well, no, not that. This right here. The match ID. The match ID. Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? Why did they include the match ID? I get why on PC, but why on console? That makes everything worse. Because then DOSers can because, like, I'm no expert. I am not an expert on that whatsoever. But last I checked, if you have the ID of the match, you are able to, like, as a like a computer science or whatever, you're able then to like do some change things. If I'm not mistaken, I could be dead wrong about that, but I could be dead wrong about that, but, like, it's just, like, one of those things of how it's, like, why did they even add that in the first place? Like, I really hope they remove it next season. Because I feel like that's the main issue right now. Okay, there was a C4 there, but I didn't hear it because of the gunfire. That's fine. I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. My bad. Suicide mission. I got 2 before I died. But it's just like, I'm no expert, but I think that if you have this match ID, you, like, DOSers can DOS very easily. Like, it's just like one of those things of how it's like, I'm losing a lot of faith in Rainbow Six Siege, or in Ubisoft on console. I'm losing a lot of faith with them. But am I still going to play the game? Yes, I am still going to play the game. Am I going to keep doing the battle passes? I'm going to try my best to keep doing the battle passes. I'm just very disappointed with how they're doing this. I am not mad. I am disappointed. Ubisoft, if you're listening to this, fix your game and get rid of this. Not that. Get rid of the match ID system on console. Specifically on console. It sucks. It doesn't do anything, but causes more DOSing attacks to occur. Like, I think that's one of the main reasons why a lot of ex-gold players are down in silver is because of the DOSing. So I think that's one of the things that Ubisoft, if you're listening, fix. Please fix. Like, I'm genuinely begging you right now. Please fix it. But yeah, pretty much that was just kind of like my review. On another note, that was kind of like my pre-season review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Or next video that I do on Rainbow Six Siege. Again, I want to share my insight on Thunderbird. I want to share my insight on on kind of like what's coming and overall Ubisoft needs to fix their freaking game, because it should not take me 95 matches to reach gold. It should not be that many. It should not be that many from freaking silver 3. Like, but thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. And remember to like and subscribe. I forgot about that part. So see you guys in the next